Hello dear friends, and thank you for joining me here on my little channel. I am going to do my usual flip through for my latest journal, but for the first time ever I'm also going to try and do just a tiny mini tutorial. I get asked this so often, but the trouble is my setup is well away from my craft room, and to try and remember to bring everything would just be a nightmare. So it's going to be mini, the tutorial part that is, but I hope it will be helpful, at least maybe for some of you who are more beginners. I'm sure everybody else will since have seen these techniques. Alright, as to the journal. This is I think it's 5 3/4 by 4.5. The cover is made out of chipboard. It's held together with what's it called, masking tape, and then you cover it with paper. Inside are 2 elastic, which I'll show you in a minute, sort of traveler notebook style, and the spine is 1.5 inches, and then I've attached 2 little charms and a sort of embellishment. Here you can see the elastic. Yeah? Okay. It closes just with some simple, what is it called? Silk, whatever. I can't think of the word. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The papers are almost exclusively from one of my Etsy download collections. It's also called Autumn, or something Autumn. Anyway, let's get started. A little label at the front. I'm going to try and do this quite quick, so I'm not going to talk you through all the details. Usually quite boring anyway. Here's a little tuck spot with 2 little tiny note thingies, journaling cards, whatever you want to call them. And then we come to the first insert. Now, I should say this little journal has 2 inserts, and because of the elastic, they can be removed. The first one is fully decorated. The second one just has tea dyed and some of the printables. And the whole little journal comes with a little wallet, which is filled with ephemera, so that whoever purchases this, because it's for sale in my Etsy shop, can decorate it themselves the way they like, or use their own stash as well, of course. So that's as far as the actual journal and its cover is concerned. Here's a little pocket, let me just show you that. There's a tiny little mini notebook that could also be decorated further if you wanted. Okay, I'll try and get that back in there. We'll put this aside and we'll have a quick look at this. Here's hoping I'm in frame. Alright, so another tuck spot with 2 little journaling tags cards, a shaped decorated pocket with a bookmark that obviously tucks inside, and here you can see a decorated page, and it's this sort of stuff that I want to show you in my little tutorial, how you can do that. So I'll do it on a tag in a moment. Here's similar sort of idea, yeah, subtle stenciling, and then just a few little stamped embellishments, and this is actually a little washi sticker. I stuck the washi sticker onto white paper and then fussy cut it, and that way it's not a see-through and it sticks out more. Here's hoping I'm in frame. Alright, another stenciled page. Similar sort of idea again. This is actually a stamp that I put on here and some labels and things. A decorated pocket with some dry embossing. A couple of tags. These are all from that download collection, but then I kind of embellished them further to make them a little bit more interesting. interesting. A belly band with a little fold out. Yeah, for additional journaling. Tucks underneath here. Some lace to make this page a little bit more interesting. Another bit of decoration. This is what I call a tripod pocket. There's tutorials you can find on YouTube of how to make these. It's basically out of a large circle and then you fold the flaps and then you get 3 pockets that you can tuck things into. So that's what I did. I'll stick this in number 2 and then this can go in number 3. This, as you can see, is just old book pages, random stitching, stamped labels, another one of these washi stickers, and so on. Fun to do, fun to do. Okay, more stenciling. Another sort of collage pocket with similar elements, and this is quite fun too. This is a faux CD sleeve. It's much smaller than a normal one would be. I made this with my envelope punch board. It's a 4x4, and then you put some acetate and then you back the acetate so that you don't look right through, and then you add some washi stickers and bits and bobs, and then it closes just with a little closure like this. And of course you can fill it with ephemera. Let's see, just a blank page. This is the central page, as you can see. More stenciling. These things here, you see those? They're called moose stickers, and you can order them online. They're like rub-ons. They're brilliant. I so love them. And you can use them in so many different ways. Another little collaged tag, and some more subtle stenciling. I just feel it adds to a page when you do that a bit. Here it's a sort of double layered tag. This slides underneath, and then you can fit it there, and I put a little pool, whatever you want to call it, and it's sort of a tag with a raggedy edge, and then more sort of labels, a bit of dry embossing, another stamped label, a blank page for journaling, more of these moose stickers, or moose rub-ons. This is just a page decoration. Oh no, it's not. Huh. It's actually a tuck spot as well, but there's nothing under there. So whoever gets this can put something there themselves. And here we have another journaling spot, blank on the back. That sort of fits here in the pocket, and we're almost there, guys. Okay, decoration. And that's it. That's the end of this first insert. And like I said, the second one is totally blank. Okay, now I'm going to put this to the side and pull this in, and I've got a tag here, and because I get asked so often, I thought I'd just give you a little really simple rundown on how I do these kind of things. So I've got a tag, as you can see. It's one that's actually cut from an old manila folder, not one of these sophisticated, totally white ones, but I actually quite like that because it has a sort of vintage feel already. Then I've got a couple of Tim Holtz stencils, and what I like to do is layer them, one with a slightly lighter color and one with a darker color. And then here I've got a couple of stamped labels. I used this stamp, and I forgot to bring another one that is stamped. That is also a stamp, but I forgot to bring it. And as my stamps are in a totally different room, I'm not going to get up and get it. You'll just have to live with it. You could use any stamp, of course. Alright, so what I'm going to demonstrate is the stenciling. The other thing I've got is these makeup brushes. and this is the only big one that I've got. And I know that I always use that for the lighter of my two browns. Let me show you this as well. So these are the two distress inks that I tend to use when I do this kind of work. One is Gathered Tricks, the other is Ground Espresso. I don't know, most people use vintage photos. For some reason I don't like it, I think it's too orangey. So I use these two in combination. But you know, obviously you can use any one that I have. Apart from the new ones, I think I've just about got all of the stencils. All of the distress colors. Okay, this is one of my absolute favorite stencils. So let me show you what I do. Most of you will know this. So yeah, you do that, then you hold it in place. And now you do it really lightly. Just circular movements. And do it randomly. Don't get a straight edge, because that will ruin your composition afterwards. Put this over here. A little bit darker, and make it go lighter as you go towards the center. Yeah, and then we'll do a similar thing over here. I don't know what this is. Let's take it away. And always, this is a composition thing. Always make sure it sort of balances out, and do it subtly. No hard pressure, just very light. And if you want it darker, just go over it again. Random. That's the thing, so that you don't get hard edges. All right, stage number 1. So this is my one that I've marked. It's for my dark brown. So go to the Ground Espresso. And now I'm going to this text stencil. Now with this stencil, obviously it's important you check it's the right way up, because otherwise your letters will be in reverse, which, could be something if you want that. So now I press a little bit harder. But again, I make sure that there's no straight edge. Can you see? And immediately you sort of get depth to it. Now what I love about this stencil is it's got this number here. So I'm going to get more ink on my brush, and now I'm going to add that number because I love numbers for some reason. You see how that sticks out? Okay, now we do a bit more here. And now to finish the whole thing off, I'm with the lighter color going to frame the whole tag. And immediately again that will pull in the eye. So here we go. Just little circular motion. It can blend out the stenciling as well. If I were good at editing, I would edit it out, but I'm not, so you're just going to have to live with it. I'll try and do it quick. You can make it a bit darker still with the other one, but I won't do that just now. Now, let's have a look at these. So these are these stamped little postage stamps, those stamps I think. Now you could just put one here, and then maybe, do this. I would probably ink this a bit as well, just to, add this sort of vintage feel to it. Right, and then, always offset. If I had brought more labels, I would probably stick something else here still, or you could have a bit of lace or whatever you want. Now, another possibility is to actually add 2 of them, yeah? And immediately you actually have a really interesting tag, especially if you maybe stamped something here still. Anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. I hope this has given you some idea, and thank you for watching, and I hope it's okay. And I know it wasn't much of a tutorial, but hey, I'm just learning. Okay, thank you.